Recording in progress.
Good morning, honorable members and colleagues. Good morning.
Morning, Babado.
Good morning, Honorable Nkose. Good morning, Honorable Nkose.
Morning, sir.
Morning, Honorable Letsane. Honorable members, just a brief update before I hand over to the acting chairperson to start the meeting. Honorable Mahlangu is still on sick leave, even though I was surprised to see her earlier on joining the meeting. So in the absence of Chairperson Mahlangu, a former chairperson of this committee, in his current capacity as an alternate member of the committee, has availed himself to hold forth for today. So I see he has joined the meeting. Honorable Chief Whip, Mr. Mohai, anytime from now, you may take over and start the meeting. On the platform right now, we have eight members, or 7 members, excluding Honorable Mahlangu. I will deal with the apologies later on. I'm handing over to you, sir. Now I'm going to fly to the agenda. Thank you. You may start your meeting.
Good morning, Mr. Lewabalo. Can you say something again? Can you repeat what you said?
Oh, good morning, Honorable Chief Whip. Honorable Chief Whip, I was just briefing the members about the health status of the chairperson and indicating that you have availed yourself in your capacity as the alternate member of the committee to assist the committee in today's meeting. So I indicated that I'm handing over to you. You can start the meeting. Then I'm going to flight the agenda of the meeting.
Is that subject to the committee accepting that I can be in the interim play that responsibility, or the committee has other options?
We have a hand of Honorable Ryder.
Okay. I'm in the interim. Honorable Ryder.
Much, Chair. Chair, I think that it is highly unusual that an adoption of a report meeting would be chaired by someone that hasn't been party to the processes leading up to the compilation of that report. However, Chair, I think that noting how some meetings have gone recently, you certainly can't do any worse than the previous acting chair, and I therefore welcome your involvement. Good morning. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Ryder. Can I do this? I can't see the hands here. Is Ethel, people that have been part of this, Mengosi, Mama Rehane, all of you, Ryder, Mulezani. Do you have a problem if we ask Mama Rehane to chair the meeting?
No, we're happy with you, Chair, Mr. Mahai.
Okay. That being the case, Nkosi, I'm sure you agree with Ndate Ryder, or if you...
No, Chairperson, thank you very much. Greetings to your good self, all members in the platform and the support staff. Chair, I don't have any problem with you chairing this meeting, because my understanding is that even if you are not a part of the meetings, but if you are an alternate, I don't see any problem if you are requested to chair the meeting, because you are part of the committee. I support it, Chair.
Okay, thanks. I guess in the interest of okay, there's Mema Marehani. If we agree, we will proceed, because I think it's fair for Honorable Ryder to remark that way. My attendance is erratic in the committee, but there's a situation that presented itself, but the report is a report of members. I think that's an important principle that we'll have to carry through. So if we agree, then let's proceed. Member Marehani, I see a hand, or do you agree that we proceed? Then we'll ask that the agenda should be flighted, and the first instance members should express a view on acceptance or otherwise of the agenda. Luabalo, can you fly the agenda once again? Thank you.
Honorable Chief Whip, the agenda is on the screen. Is it visible?
Oh, yeah, I didn't. Okay, yeah, can just talk on the agenda quickly.
Okay, thank you very much, Chief Whip. I'm happy to assist. The agenda for today is straightforward. It's the opening and welcome, the apologies, consideration of 2 sets of draft minutes. Then we'll move over to consideration of the report. The first report is the Adjustment Appropriation Bill report. The second report is the proposed division of revenue and conditional grants allocation to provinces and local government. And the third report is Eskom Debt Relief Amendment Bill report. Then we'll move to the closing remarks. However, then the committee, of course, will have to, the chairperson will have to call for a mover and a seconder for each of these items, minutes and the reports. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lubabalo. Can you, okay, for record, you have indicated the situation around the chairperson and also what applies to other members of the committee. So, good morning once again, honorable members of the committee of appropriations, and we welcome your contribution that has led to the committee this far in terms of processing the budget and dealing with the issues that you are critical facing our country, finding a much difficult balance with regards to discussing these allocations. And we also want to welcome the standing department that normally be with us when we deal with these matters, which is Treasury. We'll welcome Treasury representatives if they are here in the system. We wish Memashangu a speedy recovery, and also I do know for a fact that Eunice Karim, who's the chair of finance, equally has been going through the ill health, and we wish them to recover. As has got a severe flu recently, so we wish him a speedy recovery as well. Our work is cut out, honorable members. There's an agenda that is before us. I think first it will be fair. We do agree with the agenda. I believe it's a standard agenda to deal with these matters. Particularly the tabling and consideration of the draft report will be key on our agenda. So the minutes of the 28th November and the 1st of December, can we start by confirming whether it's a correct reflection? Can we start with the first set of the minutes of the 28th of November? Members did receive the reports, the package, and I'll invite members on the minutes of the 28th. You can go page. I just want to see the attendance, who was there on members. Yes. Honorable members, is there anything you want to correct on the minutes? Okay.
That's the last page, Acting Chair.
Yes, that's the first set of minutes. Is there any, if there's no comment on the minutes, correction or otherwise, or clarity on the matter rising, I will ask if there's a second that we agree the minutes reflect the true spirit of that meeting.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. It's Mama Khan.
Yes, Mama Khan.
Yes, I move for adoption of the minutes as a true reflection of the, as a true reflection of the, as a true reflection. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thanks. Mama Khan moves that we accept the minutes as they reflect correctly the spirit of that meeting. Any other seconder?
I, Honorable Linda, second Chairperson.
Thank you very much. The minutes seconded, Belinda. Okay. Then we agree with the first set of minutes. Then we can go to the second set of minutes. The 1st of December.
That's the last page, Honorable Chair.
This meeting was chaired by Honorable Mahlangu. That's interesting. So, okay, so let's, members, is there anything that you want to correct?
Oh, apologies, Honorable Chairperson. No, the meeting was chaired by Honorable Moss. However, we are reflecting Honorable Mahlangu as the chairperson, but I think we need to update it and reflect Honorable Moss as the acting chairperson.
Okay, correct. Yes, the chairperson of the meeting, yes, has to sign off the meeting, the minutes. Thank you, thank you, Babalo, for assistance. Is there any comment, members, on this set of minutes? If not, let's quickly deal with the acceptance thereof.
I so move, Chairperson. For the set of minutes.
Okay, Mayor Moss is suggesting that the minutes is a true reflection. Ideally, we need a person. Mayor Moss was the chair.
Yes.
Of that minutes, yeah. So let's ask for other members.
I move, Chair. Nita moves.
Mengosi, okay. You
Nita.
move. Oh, Nita, okay, thank you.
And Mama Rakhane second.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. So, honorable members, we agreed about these minutes. So now I think we'll go to the item on what is the item? Okay, the select committee, the report, the draft report of the select committee on appropriations on the Adjustment Appropriation Bill, Bill 34 in 2023. So can I ask that how do we go through this report? The presentation should take place now. Lubabalo, can you advise?
Thank you very much, Honorable Mohai, for that question. The committee has a practice of not going page by page when we consider reports, but we go straight to the observations and recommendations. So I think maybe because the committee has been operating like that, you can just direct me to go straight to page 11.
Okay, let's do that. Let's go to page 11. And then can you please read out those areas so that we can hear fair comments of the committee on.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chief Whip. I'm on page 11, Honorable Members, observations and findings. Observation 5.1. Observation 5.2. Observation 5.3. Observation 5.4. Observation 5.5. Observation 5.6. Observation 5.7. Observation 5.8. Page 12, observation 5.9. Observation 5.10. Observation 5.11. Observation 5.12. Observation 5.13. Recommendations. There is a hand from Honorable Ryder, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Ryder. May you comment?
Yeah, please, Chair. So there is an observation that I'd like to propose for inclusion. I have pasted it in the chat section. But if I can perhaps just speak to it, Chair. The discussions with our colleagues, our caucus colleagues, has revealed that there was no presentations of any of the adjustment budget impact to the various select committees other than our own. So, for example, transport and similar transport, public works, etc. That committee never received any presentations from the affected departments, as is normal. Now, it's usual that a select committee gets briefed on the impact of the adjustments by the department. That hasn't happened. So my recommendation, therefore, my request, therefore, is to include both an observation and then a subsequent recommendation emanating from that observation. The observation that I'm proposing is that the committee notes that the select committees with oversight over the various departments have not been briefed on the adjustments proposed. This is abnormal and does not give opportunity for engagement and oversight. And then emanating from that, Chair, if we can then add the recommendation at the end that says the committee recommends that in future, departments that are impacted by adjustments give briefings to the relevant select committees on the impacts of the adjustments of the work of the department and the services delivered to South Africans. So that's my request, Chair, that observation gets included here, and then emanating from that, the subsequent recommendation gets included at the end of the recommendations. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Ryder. Members, I think Honorable Ryder has made his recommendation clear and stated it out of discussion with the colleagues. So, but in my view, the recommendation doesn't affect the work of the committee, but he just that in future it should be appropriation should be discussed widely. Or in fact, my problem is I wonder why these committees are not even asserting the other committees to ensure that they are abreast. But I believe that committees do discuss budget. But that's a recommendation by Honorable Ryder, honorable members.
Chairperson, my hand is up. I second that proposal by Honorable Ryder.
Okay, Mr. Okam agrees that we should really extend a request that committees do discuss these matters. Okay, honorable members, I take it that the recommendation has no harm because it's appropriation, and then but it doesn't impact on the work of the committee. I think that's a point that I must make because the committee has done what it has to do. So, Menkosi.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. I think what you are saying is quite correct. For me, I don't see any need for us to put this recommendation because this recommendation really the recommendation, as we are saying, it's got nothing to do with the committee. I don't know why maybe we want to put it in our recommendations. Thank you. But I don't support it really because it's got nothing to do with the committee.
Okay, Menkosi doesn't want it to appear. The issue is what do we the is it a unique feature, Lubabalo? How has the matters been unfolding? Is it a unique feature? But I know that let's just deal with the pattern. Is it the practice already? We have had various sectoral committees discussing the budget in their own way, in the manner in which their program is formulated. Just an indication on that matter.
Okay, if I may, Honorable Chair, thank you very much for the question. If I may, I would like to remind members that this bill, the Adjustment Appropriation Bill, is a Section 75 bill. So the briefings that normally happen in Parliament when it comes to Section 75 bill, extensive consultations in this process, they do happen during the BRRR reports, and those reports are normally dealt with at the National Assembly level by the portfolio committees. So consultation between departments and portfolio committees do happen at National Assembly level when they deal with BRRR reports. Which is that process, it normally happens like together with this process of MDBPS. So they are both linked because there is a question, is the issues of reviewing of the budget and all the stuff. So at NCOP level, I would be lying if I have ever had my colleagues sharing experiences in terms of dealing with BRRR reports, but at national level, I know they do. Thank you, Chair.
It seems that the slight correction is that it is Section 77, not 75. Slight correction that is 77.
Yes.
Yeah, but I think your point stands to say that the way in which we interact, because I know that here you deal in the finance and appropriation in NCOP, more division of revenue gets much more prominently attended to at all levels. So the issue is not that the idea by Honorable Ryder is not an incorrect idea, but the issue is practicality, that what you have followed what you had needed to follow. So it doesn't make the process that we have followed incorrect. But I think it's an idea that needs to be dealt with in the committee when we want to deal with the process, the future process of how do we want to deal with these issues. In the absence of BRRR, what should the NCOP deal with? Will that be fair, honorable members? That is a matter that should be taken up much more out of this process. How should the NCOP improve its interaction of the Section 77 report like this? Will that be fair? Okay.
Agreed, Chairperson. Agreed.
If I might come in briefly with a response.
Okay. Is it Mr. Ocampo Ryder?
Yeah, thanks very much, Chair. So just first of all to reply, I think it was Ms. Nkosi who raised a point, and I think that whilst the proposal doesn't deal directly with with this committee, it certainly addresses the process, Chair. And in terms of that, it deepens the engagement with the budget, and that is, after all, the work of Parliament is to engage. Now, certainly, as Mr. Nodala said, I don't expect to have a whole BRRR process. But, Chair, when members are expected to make declarations in the House tomorrow, surely they should be given some sort of an indication from the department what impact is happening on their department. So while I absolutely agree, it's got very little to do with our committee. It has to do with the process, and that process kind of sits with us ultimately in this committee, because we have tentacles into every department as finance. And so my recommendation, I'm not going to die on a hill for it, but certainly I do believe that this has been the case in the past, where there have at least been brief engagements, especially for departments that have got extreme impacts one way or the other. and I do believe it would deepen the credibility of the process. But yeah, Chair, I think I've responded to the concerns of yourself, Ms. Nkosi and Mr. Nodada, but yeah, I will see what the committee says. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ryder. Willie.
Thank you, Chairperson. Chairperson, yeah, I have been partially covered by Honourable Ryder. The other thing that I just want to say is that we must ask ourselves, are there any harm in putting this into this report? I fully agree with Mr. Ryder. If we put this in this report, it will also assist us in future to handle these problems. It is very important that these interactions take place. It will better the workings of this committee itself, as well as the interaction between the various committees. So there's absolutely no harm in including this into the report. I think in actual fact, it will better this report and put pressure so that a repeat of this does not happen in the future. It is obviously an observation that this committee makes, which is a valid observation, with a valid recommendation, request, if you will, that this committee has. And I think it's very important that that is included into this report so that it is officially on record that this is the wishes of this committee. Thank you, Chair.
Thanks. Honourable members, I think I like to persuade the meeting that we should agree to say that the committee will explore this further. The committee must have its time to discuss this matter, ventilate on it, and look into how other process that has unfolded. For instance, in my view, all committees should be briefed on appropriation bill. I think there's a period between May and June, I think, where committees go through this process, where they should be briefed. So what we need to do, because I think what the committee must do, part of what you need to do is also some legacy issues to say, in future, we are moving towards a particular process here. We need to also address ourselves that. So let's be fair. Let's allow for the committee to ventilate. Honourable Ryder has raised an important issue. Can the committee find time to deal with it? But this has, for now, we agree that they will follow this process that we have been following. But let's look into it so that we are comprehensive when we deal with it, how also the practice will be, so that we can be introducing something new, but that will be qualitatively adding value in our work. Can you agree with that? The committee will discuss.
Agree.
For now, we take the process that we are dealing with. Thanks.
Yes, sir.
It should not be lost. Thanks. Okay. Where are we now? Was it the last recommendation?
Thank you, Chairperson. With your permission, we are starting now with the recommendations. Recommendation 6.1 on page 13. Recommendation 6.2. Recommendation 6.3. Recommendation 6.4. Recommendation 6.5. Recommendation 6.6. Recommendation 6.7. Recommendation 6.8. And the conclusion. Conclusion reads as follows. After having compiled with Section 12 of the Money Bills and Related Matters Act, Act number 9 of 2009 as amended, the Select Committee on Appropriations, having considered the Adjustments Appropriation Bill B34 of 2023, referred to it for concurrence and classified by the joint taking mechanism as a Section 77 bill, reports that it has agreed to the bill without proposed amendments. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. That's a recommendation. Thank you, Lubabalo, for taking us through. Members, you got that background and very clear recommendations that are made here. So the report of the committee is sums up the engagement that took place. Yes, can I have indication? We need to be formal, members, when we adopt the report. We need to have a mover, agree, or need to have a general comment on the report, or if the report is not fair summary. But I think we seem to be agreeing with the report. But can we be formal to say that's
Thanks,
yes.
Honorable Chairperson. It's Mamarekani. I move for the adoption of the report. Thank you.
Thank you, Mamarekani. Is there a seconder?
It second, Chair, is a true reflection of our discussion in the last meeting. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. There are no amendments on the bill. Thank you, seconded. So then the report is approved. Can we proceed?
Chair, if I can just make a point at this stage, please.
Okay, Honorable Ryder.
The Democratic Alliance reserves its position on the report. Thank you, Chair.
Thanks, that's noted. Thank you, Honorable Ryder. I see Honorable Detroit.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, the Freedom Front Plus also reserves our position on this report. Thank you.
That's noted. Thank you. Honorable Muletsani.
Thank you, Chairperson. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. EFF reserves its position.
Okay, thank you. It's noted the members have reflected their party positions regarding the reserves the right. Parliament is very polite, uses very polite language, reserves the right to say anything, but it will say it at the right time. Thank you. Our report is agreed to, and we note the comments made by Honorable Ryder, Honorable Dwight, and Honorable Muletsani. Thank you. Can we move further?
Thank you, Chairperson. We're moving to the second report on the proposed division of revenue and conditional grant allocations to provinces and municipalities. I am going to follow the committee practice and move to page 5 to start with the findings and observations. Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Chairperson. Observations and findings. 7.1. 7.2. 7.3. 7.4. 7.5. 7.6. Next is the recommendations.
Can I be Chatrach again, please, Chair?
Honorable Ryder, yes, you are welcome to comment.
Thank you very much, Chair. Noting the report as it's been forward, clearly Mr. Dlomo is busy reading the news about blue drop and green drop. No, that's on a lighter note, Chair. But yeah, so just as part of our discussion, we did deal with the issues of the fact that local governments took a disproportionately big chop in terms of the division of revenue. And Chair, if I can perhaps just paint some history here, local government has traditionally received around 9% of the national fiscus allocation when Treasury carves up the appropriations. Yeah, so Treasury gives a big chunk to national government, a smaller chunk to provincial government, and then leaves a paltry 9% to local government. Now, this has been identified certainly by the FFC in the past through a very comprehensive document in when was that? Wow. It would be late. Yeah, it would have been late 2019. FFC identified this as one of the major challenges that's forcing the problems in local government. So we've been talking about this for a couple of years and saying that the funding model for local government needs addressing, and in addition to that, the proportion of allocations from the national fiscus to local government needs to increase above the 9%. Now, Treasury actually made a move towards improving that, and in the medium term, when the budget was presented in February of this year, in the medium term, that proportion of the budget actually increased quite substantially. No, not substantially, but it increased over time to about 9.8% over the medium term, which was welcomed at the time. Chair, unfortunately, this adjustment appropriation now takes those gains away again. And in fact, if one looks at the adjustment appropriation, the allocation to local government took a much bigger hit than the allocations to national or provincial. So, Chair, therefore, I've proposed that we put in an observation, and I'll read the observation proposed. It says, the committee notes the disproportionately high reductions in allocations to local government. In spite of this committee's previous demands for the ratio of allocation to local government to be increased, and Treasury's undertakings in this regard. The committee also notes the many inputs from local government, the FFC, the PBO, and other stakeholders calling for such increase. That's then obviously the observation, Chair, and then emanating from that, I propose that we recommend as follows. The committee once again recommends that Treasury reviews the funding model of local government and calls for more meaningful commitments to increase the proportion of the national revenue allocated to local government. Chair, I'm prepared to die on this particular hill. I think this is a sound observation and recommendation. It's certainly in line with all of our deliberations, certainly over the last couple of years, and in the build-up to this particular report. So, Chair, that's my motivation. Please, can we consider it? Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Ryder. Honorable Okam.
Chairperson, I support this proposal by Honorable Ryder.
Okay, that is seconded. That is, if we can. So you basically saying that in the report there is nowhere the committee was expressing that the huge backlog or challenges that are faced within municipalities and how resources is disproportionately. Honorable Ryder says that. Honorable members, what's your opinion on this recommendation? Do you feel strengthen our report is a fair recommendation? And Honorable Dwight?
Honorable Chair, I support the recommendation. It definitely is what was discussed. So if you can please include it. Thank you.
Okay. Muletsani?
Thank you, Chairperson. I agree with the recommendation, because really I don't see any solution as long as we keep on giving local government less than 11%. Thank you.
Okay. Members, you seem to be agreeing. Mama Rekhane say something. But this is generally expressed in the report that we need to. Honorable Ryder, in your recommendation, the last aspect you say that the model should be found. Can you repeat the recommendation?
Yes, with pleasure, Chair. So that speaks specifically to the many requests that people have spoken about with equitable share. where the equitable share formula needs to be reviewed, and I mean Treasury itself agrees that it's time to do that. But I'll reread the recommendation in full, Chair. It says the committee once again recommends that Treasury reviews the funding model of local government and calls for more meaningful commitments to increase the proportion of the national revenue allocated to local government. Chair, if I can also just add, Mr. Karim is also a supporter of this. I don't want to put words in his mouth, but you know, he's often the first one to say that when he was party to the white paper on local government and the funding that was created there, you know, they expected there to be better revenue collection streams and options available to local government. So yeah, there should be no disagreement on this. I think that
now you are trying to persuade us to understand that you come from far with Honorable Karim. You are engaging with matters of local government as early as the drafting of the white paper. But thanks. There's no objection on the recommendation. Agreed that the recommendation on the exploration of the federal model to attend to very glaring challenges facing local government. So that's agreed. Thank
Yes,
you.
Chair.
Yes.
Chair, I was saying I agree with the proposal.
Thank you so much. Let's do that. Let's proceed. Is it the last report, Babalo? That must come.
It's the second last, Chairperson. Before I proceed, Chair, Honorable Karim has posted a message on the chat saying he agrees, but he kind of is requesting that probably this recommendation can be fine-tuned, because he's saying, but can we add? So I think maybe we can open that window for him maybe to assist in terms of fine-tuning this.
Okay. All right. Okay, let's agree with that. But the principle is agreed that this recommendation is important one to be taken through by the committee. Okay, agreed. Thank you very much. Then we can take us to another report.
Thank you, Chairperson. I move now to the recommendations of the same report. Recommendation 8.1. Recommendation 8.2. Recommendation 8.3. Recommendation 8.4. Recommendation 8.5, which is the last recommendation, Chairperson. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. This is brief one pointed. Members, can you help me from the chair? It looks like this is a unanimous report. Do you agree?
I agree, Honorable Chair, and I move for adoption of the report.
Okay. Member Marafani move that we agree with the report. Sums up the issues nicely. Any seconder?
Chairperson.
Nita support, Chair.
Nita, okay. Honorable Rider. Okay. Who's calling me? My attention?
No, it's Mr. Dlomo, Chairperson, the Connect Advisor for the committee.
Okay, Mr. Dlomo. All right, thanks.
Yes, Chairperson. I just wanted to draw your attention on the input that is made by Mr. Karim on the chat. That will help us to strengthen the recommendation that was submitted by Mr. Ryder. So
okay,
we have that input. Yeah, we'll fine tune it. Would include it in the report. Chair. Just want to draw your attention to that effect.
Okay, that is taken note of.
And also, Chair, lastly, the earlier input that was made by Mr. Ryder around I know it was discussed, but I think, Chair, it's one of those issues that we, as the committee, will need to take forward into the legacy report, because it actually deals with a bigger picture which
That's
is
what I said.
reviewing the process.
Don't draw me back to the issue that I passed.
Okay,
don't draw me back to the issue that I passed, but you take note of, and I think they'll be expressed in the discussion, sir.
All right,
thanks.
Thanks, Chair. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Can we, Dennis, we're commenting on the report now. The recommendation
just
was
to
agreed
say
on.
that we're
The first
reserving our
recommendation,
position.
we
I think
agreed
we're
on the
happy.
process, how we strengthen it. I think Mr. Lomo was reiterating on it, but I said that the summary that I made that time was agreed by the meeting. So we'll take it as such. Sorry, Dennis, for this. You can proceed.
Yeah, sorry, Chair, just to say that the DA is reserving its position on the report. Thank you, Chair, and thank you for the accession.
Thank you. DA expresses his position. Okay, it reserves his position.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, also please note that the Freedom Front Plus reserve our position on this report. Thank you.
Okay, that's noted accordingly. Thanks. Mulezani, Dr. Mulezani.
Yes, Chair. EFF reserves its position. Thank you.
Okay. Member Marehani, you did. The report was moved, seconded, and I think we are at that stage. Thank you very much, members. The report is adopted, noting, of course, parties that has expressed that their position should be noted on the report. Thank you. Yes, we can move further, Babalo.
Thank you, Chairperson. This is the third and last report for today, Chairperson. The report on the Eskom Debt Relief Amendment Bill. So I am going to move to the recommendations, which are here on page 4.
Mm-hmm.
Committee findings and observations, 4.1. 4.2. 4.3. 4.4. 4.5. I move to the recommendations, Chair. 5.1. 5.2. 5.3. 5.4. 5.5. 5.6. And the committee decision, Chairperson. I'm going to read the committee decision, Chairperson, on the bill. The Select Committee on Appropriations, having considered the Eskom Debt Relief Amendment Bill B38 of 2023, National Assembly Section 77 Bill, referred to it and classified by the Joint Taking Mechanism, recommends that the bill be adopted without amendments. I thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much, Luabalo. And that's it, honorable members. Can I have your views on this report? Okay, the committee agrees with its report. But can we have a formal way of doing it? Who is moving for the adoption of the report of the committee?
Mamarakhani move for adoption of the report, Honorable Chair.
Thank you, Mamarakhani. The seconder.
Honorable Moss seconded.
Honorable Moss seconded. And Honorable Mulezani seconding it as well.
No, sir. No,
Honorable
sir.
Ryder and Dwight agree with the report. Okay. Okay. If it is contrary, what is it, Honorable Mletsane?
EFF reserves its position, Chairperson.
Okay, we know that. Dennis?
DA reserves its position, Chair. Thank you. And I hope, Chair, in the chairing
thanks.
today, you have noted some of the issues we've dealt with in the past. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable
Well done.
Ryder. Yes. No, do note, take note of that. Honorable Dwight?
Thank you, Chair. The Freedom Front Plus also reserve our position on this report.
Okay. Thanks, members. The report is adopted accordingly. So thanks very much, honorable members, for processing the reports of the committee. Am I right, Babalo? This was the last report.
That's correct, Chairperson. Correct, Chairperson.
Yeah. Is there any other matter that I'm supposed to be dealing with? My agenda has disappeared here now. I don't.
No, Chairperson, we are on point 5 right now. Your closing remarks.
Well, thanks very much, honorable members. This committee of appropriations and the committee of finance are really committees that dedicate much more time and energy to process very important issues before them, because they cut across the budget as an instrument really to ensure that the priorities are implemented. These committees dedicate much more time, and I really appreciate the record of the few minutes that I've looked. It does demonstrate the consistency of members of this committee. We really appreciate your contribution and dedicated time, and as well as the Treasury representatives that are called from time to time, Treasury officials. I've seen Dr. Modise, I'm sure with another team, members of Treasury. We really appreciate the contributions, and as well as the even strengthening how we want to deal with the issues, even in future, that some of the issues that are flagged for further discussions and the recommendations that has been approved here. We really appreciate. As well, we appreciate your contribution to the administrative team of the committee, Lubabalo, Estelle, Mr. Dromo, Advocate Jenkins. It's really, I don't know whether I'm omitting, because the last time I was in this committee, this was still the same administrative team that was supporting the committee. So, and I'm still now in this form as an alternate member. So thank you very much for your contribution. This being the last meeting, we really need to find a restful period in the festive season. I don't know whether committee members, maybe they are not used for Mr. Karim only communicates only in writing. Sorry for that, Honorable Karim. Next time, you'll make interjections. For now, we really are dealing with you in this manner, which is acceptable in the meeting. But recover, please recover quickly, and I will extend our wishes as a committee to Mayor Masangu, as a chairperson of appropriation, for her speedy recovery as well. Thank you the most. Please, the meeting stand adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair.
Thanks, Honorable Chair. Our acting Chair. Thank you.
Thank you.
Your members are scared of
Long
you, Chair. They behave today.
No, they do
live
attend.
the Chair, long live.
Thank you. Thank you, honorable members.